Oh, welcome back. How are we this evening? Not feeling too talkative. Nah, that's all right. We've all been there. Can I get you started with something? You want to do something simple like a rum and coke or a beer, or I see you're feeling a little more adventurous. How about a Negroni? Equal parts Campari, gin, sweet vermouth? Or maybe something a little darker, more sultry cousin like a Boulevardier? Switch the gin with the bourbon? Wow, you're feeling something darker, gravelly, exotic, erotic, good mouthfeel, make your nose hair curl, nipples get hard, so hard they'll cut glass, make you wince. Is that pain or pleasure? Got it. Equal parts Jake, equal parts Jake, Brandon, and Matt. Half part draft 1667, quarter part Lafroig, a hit of something sticky, orange bitters, a dash of orange bitters, shiitake mushroom around the rim, shake it, serve with a twist. Yeah, that sounds right. My name's Jake.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Matt.
It's called a qualified nonsense. Oh boy.
And it tastes like ass.
And it tastes like ass. Welcome back, boys.
Thank you. Have you seen those? It was like it got posted online a while ago. In the 70s, Campbell's tried to like do these like broth cocktails where
Ooh.
No.
like they had ads where it was like, ooh, mix beef stock with bourbon or whatever, and
Chicken tequila, yum.
Ooh. That sounds rough. Although I guess it would give like
a hot toddy
like
type sort of,
yeah,
or
but it
almost
gives
like
also
a Bloody Mary kind of.
Yeah, but it still has nutritional value.
It adds like a excuse me, like a volume, or not a volume, but like a viscosity to the drink. Like a lot of times, what are some alcohols that do that?
Well,
Because I feel like
wouldn't
there's
it
like
also separate? You'd have to like shake it up.
Yeah, it would look like a what are those like brain hemorrhage? Like you remember those shots that look disgusting?
You have to put them in like those little diabetic Coca-Cola cans, just the little ones.
Actually, while I was writing this, I was thinking about I don't remember what made it was the slippery nipple or the buttery nipple, something like that. That was a shot.
Buttery nipple.
What's in that? Butterscotch something and something?
Yeah, just like a vodka because it makes
it. Okay.
Isn't it? It's pretty similar to
breast milk.
brain hemorrhage. Pump, don't dump.
I remember the first time I ordered, I know you're not supposed to call them this anymore, but an Irish car bomb, and I didn't know you were supposed to chug it. And so I dropped the Baileys in there and like took a sip, and then it just sat there and just all like curdled.
Oh no. I met a guy who was really keen on having a bear fight, which is an Irish, no, not an Irish, a car bomb and a Jaeger bomb, and you slam one of them after the other, and then they bear fight it out in your stomach. And I was like, that's not a good idea at all.
I just heard this Irish guy talking about the Irish car bomb, and he was like, yeah, one of my friends was like, hey, Steve, let's get an Irish car bomb. He's like, no, we don't do that. That's like super offensive. He's like, why? He's like, well, it was a drink that became popular during our, very contentious times. Why don't we go order an American justice system? He's like, what's that? He's like, well, we order a pint of Guinness and a cop comes in and shoots it for no reason. He's like, hey.
Hey. I mean, I'm sure there's another name they've come up for them, but
I think it's just like a general drop shot.
Yeah, I think I think it's still called a car bomb. You just don't put the once you add the Irish, yeah. It's offensive.
Let me see.
I don't know much about that time in
Irish
history.
slammer or Irish shot, I guess.
You should watch Dairy Girls, Jake.
Yeah, I've seen the first couple of seasons. It's great, but that was a scary time.
Then you know everything you need to know.
That's with historical accuracy.
We actually the other night, me and my wife were scrolling trying to find something, and we noticed that Rick Steves was all on. I forget what streaming platform it was on, but we're like, when's the last time you watched Rick Steves? Like, let's watch a Rick Steves. So he did, and it was him in Dublin, and he actually goes into quite a bit of detail about in a very Rick Steves way. He's like, here is where all the bombings happened. And it was like, oftentimes you would find bloodied, battered souls on the streets. Let's pop in for a pint. And
Jesus Christ.
Da, 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 da.
Was it like an older
Anyway.
episode or a new one?
Oh no, it was old. They're all like
Oh.
archived.
Yeah.
They show. They definitely show.
We were talking about a few episodes ago. We were talking about the aging of television shows, and I've been really tempted to restart The Sopranos because Matt, you had talked about it.
I'm mid-season 4 right now.
Nice. Did they kill Big Pussy yet? Is he?
Yes.
Was that like season 2?
What?
Season 1? What?
Yeah.
But yeah, it is crazy to see the just the quality difference in film. Like, it's really not that long ago
Yeah.
that they filmed that stuff, and it just looks like very, very different.
Let's like the transition from like video to digital, and
Mm-hmm.
then like also the aspect ratio changed in the early 2000s. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That stuff was all. It felt like that kind of just happened overnight. Am I remembering the transition wrong?
I remember like the digital antenna things, like the converter boxes that you could get from the government for like you got a coupon and you could buy like if you had an
I forgot about those.
older TV, you could buy the converter box so you could get the digital signal.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
The only thing I really remember is the big battle between Blu-ray and HD DVD, because like nobody really wanted to invest in those movies because they didn't know who was going to win. Like, well, I don't want to end up with a HD
Right.
DVD player and I can't play anything.
Right. The whole VHS beta.
I do also remember like the sound wars of, all differing companies trying to vie for position, and like, is it going to be Dolby or is it going to be THX or is it going to be
Mhm.
With MP3 players, like an iPod, can they play WAV files?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Wonder why that
Well,
never.
actually, I think it depends,
Oh.
but yes, probably. If it's an MP3
actually no, because
player,
you're supposed to convert WAV files to MP4.
it depends on the player.
The wave is
You should
more.
try it with your Zune, Brandon.
What?
You should try it with your Zune.
I should, yeah. I never had a Zune. I did have an iPod or iPod, yeah. I had to think
I
of
have an iPod Nano sitting around here somewhere.
Ours is around. That's what we used for our wedding was DJ iPod. Like we literally
Nice.
just bought a little mini iPod for it.
Well, aren't WAV files more robust or
There's certainly more data, and
Yeah.
they can.
They're easier to edit.
Oh, are they?
Mm-hmm.
well, this has
Yeah,
been
like for like
talking about
for
WAV
ripping track and
file formats. No.
calm down, ladies. We'll get to the good stuff.
Actually, I did the John Carpenter movie I saw this week was Starman. Have you guys ever seen that movie? Has Jeff Bridges and Karen Allen in it.
No, I remember it, but I don't think I ever saw it.
Oh, it's really good. I'd never seen it before, and it was like for a John Carpenter movie, like it's really like emotional, and it's sort of like E.T. almost. Like the storyline is actually
Yeah.
almost exactly like E.T., but it's about an alien who comes to Earth and takes on the form of this lady's dead husband, who's Jeff Bridges,
Jesus,
and he
it's cold as ice.
well, he didn't. The alien didn't kill Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges died in a car accident, but the alien goes into this woman's house and like sees pictures of Jeff Bridges and like scans them or whatever and like replicates him. And then like so the movie is about him trying to get to the point where his spaceship was supposed to go before it crashed, and so she has to take him in her car. And meanwhile, like Jeff Bridges, like he's still like learning about human culture and like English and stuff, and he does a really good job in it. It's kind of like funny in parts, and I really liked it. I give it a high recommendation.
It's called
I'll have to-
Starman.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I do remember the cover. You guys remember video stores? We're really really going off on some really fun tangents here, but
Talking about
but
iPods and
yeah.
Was it like an actual Carpenter movie though, with like?
I don't know if he
Did
did
he
the
do the
music
music
for
for
it
this
or
one?
not. It wasn't super
Was it a
noticeable
real
with the
Carpenter
synth.
film? Yeah.
There's really only one scene that felt like kind of John Carpenter-y, and it's where he's like transforming from an alien into like as a baby into an adult man, like all like his body's like changing, like he morphs in like in like 90 seconds from a baby into a man, and that scene's kind of like gross and weird and like a werewolf transformation almost. But
Nice.
Poor. He's like, all right, I got 90 seconds to fit in my weirdness on this one. Let's go.
yeah,
Well, should we transform into the next segment? Get to some
Oh
questions.
yeah. Wait, they got all of this before we did our break. Wow.
I know.
You're welcome, fans and listeners. Do they have a name?
what the listeners?
People who listen to Qualified Nonsense.
The Nonsensians.
Qualifiers? I don't know.
Ooh, qualifiers. That's good. The nobodies, because nobody fucking listens.
Crickets.
No, I'm just kidding.
Low-
Come on.
Los
Crickets.
Lonely Boys.
No.
Go.
No,
We
it's
call
not
them
like
chirpers.
that. It's not like that.
I call them sweetie pies because that's what you are for listening.
Our last episode was about what ages us.
I call them darlings.
My little angels.
Oh, honey.
Little angel babies. All right. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. And welcome back. Feel free to drop us a line at qualifiednonsense@gmail.com or connect with us on our socials. Now's the time on the show where we take on Reddit's most pressing questions by finding the top trending questions and answering them here. Our first question comes to us from Ask Reddit, username Bearded Brad. Brad asks,
Look at the beard on Brad.
Ooh.
your friend gives you $200 to gamble and you win $262,000. What would you do?
Change my phone number.
Wait, how much did they? What happens? One
So
more
your
time?
friend gives you $200 to gamble and you win $262,000. What would you do?
Are they there with you when this happens?
This is so funny.
This almost sounds like something that really happened. And
Right,
they're
I know.
asking, like they're typing this like in the bathroom of the casino.
Hey, quick question. Asking for a friend.
I would give them their $200 back. That's
And there you go. You give them 150 back, and they're like, I lost 50, and I just couldn't do anymore.
Just wasn't my night.
Like, just
Sorry.
second, my stomach's acting up. I'll be back in a minute.
No, I'd probably split it.
Yeah.
Even Steven. Matt would.
I don't know. You would give them something. I wouldn't split it evenly.
Why not?
It wasn't your money.
It's not that person's luck. Well, it was a gift. You can't dictate what I do with a gift.
So, like, would you?
You guys don't think it would? You guys don't think there would be any part of you that's like, oh man, I don't want to give 50 like
sure. A part of me would be like, oh man, gosh, I wish I could keep that. Oh well, here's.
Well,
half
I mean,
of it.
yeah, there's the thing you want to do versus like kind of the right thing to do.
Also, we've talked about this before. Like, it's not your money either. It's just like random shit. It's like it just suddenly became yours. No,
well,
really, like it just became
I
yours.
thought you were
like,
going down. They can't take it with you.
Well, even like,
well, you can't take it with you.
Like walking out of the casino with $100,000 is a lot better than the what you walked in with.
Oh,
because you had to borrow money from a friend.
Split it 50-50 and then like go tell everybody like, hey, that guy won $100,000, and then go the other way.
Yeah, I guess we should probably define for Matt, like, when we say friend, like, what do we mean?
How close of a friend?
Like one of us. Now we know what not to do.
Okay, well then here, how about this? You're with your friends and you don't borrow money, but you are with them and you win $262,000. Do you do anything for them? Do you give them $1,000? Do you be like, oh, let's all share this together?
$250,000? Absolutely. Everybody's getting $1,000.
Sorry, 262.
Sure. Yeah. But I just mean like, yes, everybody's getting $1,000 and I'll get like a big dinner and breakfast the next day, but only if everybody puts out.
That's the expectation. It's implied. Yeah, well, I mean, like, if let's say you got a scratch off ticket, like in a birthday card or a Christmas card or something, and then you end up winning a big jackpot on that, do you feel? I mean, that's a gift, but do you feel like maybe you should kick a little down to the person that got it for you?
I would.
A scratch off ticket?
Yeah. Like, let's say you won like $50,000 on a scratch off ticket. Like, it's not like an insane amount of money, but it's a good chunk of change.
Sure.
Would you give them like $10 or something? Like, oh, here's your money back from buying the ticket.
Yeah. Here's a $5. Pull my car around, friend.
I'd give them $10 and say, man, you're lucky. Can you go get another one for me?
Oh, nice.
You work for me now. I own you.
You work for me now. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's something really like satisfying about that too. Like there's certainly I know, Matt, you've been rolling your eyes because I'm like this sort of like altruistic, answer, but like there's something selfish about it. Like there's something very satisfying in like making someone's day. Like $1,000 for some people, for most people, just like a out of the blue $1,000
that happened when we were in New Orleans, right?
Yeah,
I went on that machine.
Yeah, and you
can't say
you won a fair amount.
Matt, you wouldn't do anything. Like I bought drinks.
I know. No, you did. Well, that's why
everybody could enjoy. That's all.
I couldn't agree with you more. You were super generous, and you bought us.
But also at the same time, just for the sake of funny stories, it would be like somebody gave you $200 and you won $262,000. Be like, oh man, thanks for that. That was great. And then just turn around and walk away.
If I were the friend who gave the $200 and I got nothing, I'd be pissed. Like if I feel like
I'd probably try to like fight you for some of it back. Like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'd definitely stack tap you and grab some of it.
But I just feel like karmically, like if you were the friend who got the $200 in the situation, it's like, let's say Matt you invite me to the casino and I'm like, oh, I'm a little short. And you're like, oh no, I got you. Here's $200. And then on a slot machine, I hit a jackpot for $262,000. I feel like that would just be like shitty. Like you would just cosmically that
It's
would
a
be
great way to end up on the
bad
news.
to
Yeah.
just hoard it all.
What if it was like? What if it was one of those?
Oh, yeah.
One of those games that like won you a car.
Those I feel like are always kind of entrapment because you still have to pay taxes on the vehicle at the end.
Sure. Oh yeah. Just like kick the taxes down to 10 down
To to the buddy. Hey man, thanks. I'm glad I won this, but I can't cover the taxes.
If you pay taxes, I'll give you a ride.
What are some of the answers?
The top one says, one day I was when I was a kid, I gave my dad a quarter to play the slot machines in the Las Vegas airport. He won $100. He gave me my quarter back. My mom chided him for being cheap. He gave me another quarter. He thought it was hilarious.
God damn.
That's 50% of the investment back. You just made double.
Yeah, he doubled his money.
That's picked up. Here's a little something called math, kid. It's called economics.
A lot of people talking about their parents kind of doing similar things. When I was a kid, my dad bought myself and my siblings scratch tickets. I won $40. He took his money back for the whole purchase, and I got the rest, like $32 or something. I felt he was kind of cheap, but now that I'm older, I kind of get it.
I mean, yeah, dad, I can understand why, like, especially if you're trying to just do something nice for your kid. Maybe it was money was even tight. He shouldn't have even spent that money. He was like, I really need this back.
This person says gamble the $262,000 away so I don't have to make a hard decision.
Oh, good. That's good. I would say, yeah. Chances are if you're like if a friend, I don't know, I feel like loaning friends money is a tricky thing to begin with, let alone being with a friend and be like, hey, we're at the casino. Can I have $200? And somebody's like, yeah, that's a good idea.
This person says you take 121K, I take 121K, and we blow the remaining 20K on the most memorable goddamn trip ever. Which that would be a fun way to
Fair
do
enough.
it. This person says do 131K each and blow each other.
Save the 20,000.
Give back 20K, and then somebody responded saying I side with this. 10% is standard broker's fee.
That's true. Okay, could do that, and then be like, look, I'll commit to having an incredible trip like that previous one.
Wait, broker's fee. Wouldn't that mean that that the person who won it would keep 20K?
Yeah, but then
and they'd give the rest back to the original person who.
No,
I guess it depends on like what is your fiduciary duty as a friend in this situation. Is your friend giving you money with the hope that they're basically like treating it like an investment, that whatever the friend wins, that they'll get that back? Or
there's no way that happens.
Especially at a casino. Like,
I think
it's
Matt I think Matt has the right idea to think long and hard about if you're going to lend money to a friend. And I've always had the stance that if you're lending money, just call it a wash. Like, if you get it back, great. If you don't get it back, that's what you signed up for. That way you don't lend too much that you're going to be hurting yourself, because we're not the Sopranos and we're not adding a point onto, or 2 points or whatever onto.
Also, most places in the country, a casino is a pretty far drive away from most population centers. And so if your friend was the one who drove you there and they gave you $200, you should probably give them some so you get a ride home.
Give him some gas money.
Bing.
This person says, if someone is willing to give me $200 to gamble, they're a good enough friend to deserve half. So that's nice.
Yeah, that's exactly. Something tells me if you need to borrow $200, the casino is not where you should be.
Yeah.
But what do we know about priorities?
Not much. It's 11:27 here.
Should roll the dice for the next question.
All right. Next one here is from the No Stupid Questions subreddit.
like this
Username StrongCut1797. They write, do men notice makeup? When going out to dinner with my boyfriend, I had curled my hair and done a face full of makeup. When we got back, I told him I was going to wash my face so I could take off my makeup and get comfortable. He looked me in my face and said, shocked, you're wearing makeup? I'm not kidding. Eyebrows done, eyeliner, blush, contour, lashes, the whole 9 yards. So men, please tell me what is going on. Is he trying to be cute or did he seriously not notice? Thank you for your answers.
What was his reaction after you came out of the bathroom?
Egads!
Where's
It is-
Trisha and what'd you do with her?
It is kind of crazy when I mean I don't know how many like makeup tutorial videos or anything you guys have watched, but they're really fascinating because you can transform yourself into like a completely different looking person with makeup. Like I've seen ones where they do like they turn themselves into celebrities. Like I saw a woman who like made herself look like Steven Tyler or Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they're fascinating. I think those are more impressive than they're still like beyond anything I could ever do. But I follow one that turns herself into like characters. So like she did Jim Carrey from The Mask, and she like turned herself into Spider-Man and the Hulk and stuff. Just like it's pretty crazy to like not only to be able to do it like this, but to have to do it in reverse.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
like everything is backwards.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive in that regard. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's probably a lot of unnoticed makeup that men encounter all the time, and I think they just think that it's, especially men that are not in long-term relationships or long-term live-in relationships, it might not be as noticeable, but there's a lot of work that goes. I mean, women put a lot of time into making themselves look a particular way. Something that Anna and I regularly talk about is just how much more time is needed for her to get ready to go, just to sort of be what she considers
To look
presentable. No, really, like to a degree, without getting like, albeit friendly, but like comments of like looking tired or like, whatever. There's just like a minimum that she feels comfortable going out in. That, and she doesn't use heavy. She doesn't use a lot, but just as sort of like in order to get a neutral look.
I do feel like we're at a time right now where, and I appreciate it, that the makeup focus is being on natural, like not over the top. Like there was a period of time where everything was just like, ooh, that's a lot of makeup. But that was kind of it, like the Tammy Faye Baker kind of generation.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that, sure, and it does take time, and I get that, but it's like the focus is to look natural if you're trying to cover up blemishes and all that, but it's not like over the top like it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not something I particularly notice unless it is, like Matt, you mentioned, like really really
like a mob boss
unsubtle,
wife.
like drag queen type makeup. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's or like like red lipstick and colored eyeshadow and all that stuff. But um, yeah, I guess I don't. Well,
I
I don't
also
know.
don't know
Wouldn't it be
about
a
you guys. I
compliment
just
if you
feel
don't
very
notice it? Like
yeah. So that's exactly
versus
what I was gonna say.
unless you are trying to be more pronounced about it.
I just feel like I've been kind of trained to like not point out people's looks, right? So it's one of those. It's a very towing the line of like, do you like, hey, your makeup looks really nice tonight. It's like, oh, was that because you don't like my face the way it is, or like you're not supposed to kind of point that stuff out, or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's also just kind of a strange compliment in general to be like, your makeup looks great. It just feels weird to say.
And
Yeah.
well, I mean, the way this question is framed, it almost seems like the person who asked it is doing it to putting on makeup for her boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know if that's the way to go. If you want to wear makeup, I don't know if you should do it for other people. I think you should
I
do.
think she did it. I think she did it in the going out. She was just kind of disappointed that he didn't say you look pretty tonight or something, you know?
I do wonder if it's telling of a pretty bad precedent, which, sure, it seems the trend is to be more natural looking, but natural looking is um with
Awful.
blemishes and pimples and, you know, creases like bags. And so I would say that it's kind of telling to a little bit of a negative if this guy in this situation, if this guy's expectation is for her to always look like that, and he's like, oh, I didn't realize you were wearing makeup, that means when she goes in and she washes her face off of all the stuff, there is that potential for the moment of being like, oh gosh, that's what you look like. And that shouldn't be the way in which you judge someone, but like it is an interesting precedent, because I don't think, generally speaking, men appreciate or understand the amount of time and energy it takes to put makeup on, but then also like how much it's influencing unconscious bias and stuff like that.
There's
Yeah, but women don't appreciate how long it takes us to trim our chest hairs. So,
yeah, no, it's equal, 1-to-1.
I do notice women wearing makeup, like subtle makeup. If you watch movies and TV, like especially like bedtime scenes, like women getting into bed, and you can tell they still have like a full face of makeup on, and
Yeah.
like their hair's still done and all this.
Yeah, there's very few that present it with like you look like you just washed your face and you have your curlers in, or like
Yeah.
you're just wearing your boyfriend's sweater or something. No, they have like this
Yeah.
very angelic way of hopping into bed. I was like,
Did you
those
guys see
things are
that?
too high right now to be getting into bed.
Did you see that that French spy 60s spy comedy called OSS 117?
Yes.
It was really good. But there was a scene where he like wakes up from bed and he's got like messy hair, and he like goes like this, and they cut to the other angle, and then they cut back and his hair is like perfect. And it's just a really like charming, where he just kind of goes like this, and it's like combed and like shiny, and he's looking like really suave. Pretty fun.
Those are fun movies.
Yeah, I enjoyed them a lot.
Top answer here says, if the men find out we can shapeshift, they're going to tell the church.
It's a witch.
This person says, I only notice when it looks bad. You must have looked great. All right, keep it in your pants, buddy. The
Give him a thumbs down while you're there, Brandon.
Yeah. Demote that
Give him
Reddit
down
post.
karma or whatever it's called.
We're so old.
makeup is such a loaded word in this
Don't-
question. What?
What did you say?
Oh, this person says makeup is such a loaded word in this question. There's a huge spectrum between realistic light touch-up and drag queen / Tammy Faye Baker makeup. It's like asking if men notice smells. It's way too open of a question.
Oh, yeah.
This
I
person
like
says
that-
men
I like
aren't
that
good
they're
at
like just
subtleties.
outright
Which
denying.
what's that?
That was a very
I just-
political way of answering it.
Like they're
Like-
outright denying the question in its totality. It's like, fuck you. It's not even the right question.
I'd
Sorry,
answer
go
it
ahead,
if you asked it right.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, men aren't good at subtleties, which shines a whole different light on women's fashion. Shoes are a prime example. Men don't look down. If they ever did, they wouldn't know a Manolo Blahnik from a Walmart knockoff. You're decorating yourself to impress other women. The fashion industry salutes you.
Men are like the opposite of dogs. Can't dogs not look up? We can't look down. Also about the comment about the question not being like phrased correctly. You know, I work in tech and a lot of I have to go to a lot of tech forums to find answers on like, you know, specialty problems that computers are having. And the nerds of the world are particularly pedantic in all of their responses. So I like half of the posts are like, well, your question doesn't actually make sense, and here's why. But and they have like a whole, you know, 2 paragraphs on why their question is like poorly phrased or like not actually about what they're asking. And
It's like people
man,
that have
it's
to
painful.
correct you, and it's like, oh, my wife and me. Oh, you mean my wife and I? I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like Krisha wears makeup like when she goes out daily, but it's like I don't really even like notice it unless she's wearing like lipstick or something, like some sort of
typical man. You just
Yeah.
don't care, do you?
Yeah, Anna does the same. She just sort of does low key stuff, and then if we're like going out on a date night or something like that, she usually puts on makeup or like a little more like eyeshadow or something. Which,
Something I don't care about.
no, but I well, and actually, you know, speaking
some
of what
dumb
you had
shit
mentioned,
she's wasting
Matt,
my money on.
No. Yeah, I need everybody to listen to me right now. That was Brandon saying that. I do not condone. No, but I do comment on it. I'm like, oh, you look nice. Oh, and you got something extra on, or like, oh, I like your lipstick, stuff like that. But I'm sort of goofy in that regard.
But then
So-
where's the line of being like complimentary and brute? Like, oh, like, is it okay to be like, oh, I think there's a nice way to say like, oh, I wish you did that more.
Your face looks
Right?
nice
Is
today.
Yeah, there's no good way to say it, but it's like, oh, I wish you had more time to do that, or if you felt like you wanted to do it more, because like when like because it's a date night, does that supposed to mean that that's the only time that you're supposed to feel that way?
Oh,
Like, how do you encourage them? Like, hey, if it makes you feel better, I wish you had more time to do this.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Anyway,
I'm
I went
not-
to prom single. You know,
I don't think that that's really my I think she does it for herself, and I
Yeah.
don't think it's for me necessarily. And so, but I'm not about to I'm not about to be like,
you should do this more.
you should do this more, because that's not really my place. I also know that she has to, I mean, she literally has to get up an hour before I do in order for us to leave the house at the same time.
Again,
And-
but how long do they think it takes to shave our chest hair in the shape of a heart?
That
shit doesn't
right,
happen.
exactly. And mine, I only have that patch in the middle, you know, so my heart's pretty small and has to be, you know, the angles have to be just right.
You just have a pokeball on your.
It's much easier in my nether regions. There's a lot more to work with. Like a lot more to work with.
Is there anything we do that like women say take a lot? Like, right? Isn't it the whole like, oh, it's going to take you forever to get ready? Is there anything that, I guess, like being on the toilet?
Yeah, shaving our faces and pooping. Those are the two.
Shaving my head takes a while.
Does your shaving your head takes a while?
No,
How
not
often do you
that
shave
long.
it?
I do it every other day.
With a Bic razor, or do you have a
Yeah.
thing? Oh no, you have a palm thing.
Well,
Right?
He has
I
a palm.
did, but that thing, I don't know. It didn't. I like the closeness of the Bic compared to the electric shaver.
Didn't make me feel like a man.
What kind of razor do you use?
Like the ones that are like $3.99 at grocery outlet in a pack, like generic disposable razors.
What a badass.
Go swim in the ocean, you'll find them. Those ones.
There's there was I guess in the sort of like the early 2010s, it was pretty hip to have like specialty shaving shops in New York, and I went to a place and got like a nice Badger brush, like shaving brush, and nice shaving cream, and a safety razor, like a holder. And so that's how I shave my face.
Have you ever gotten shaved with a
Since-
straight razor?
Not oh yes, I have. Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Yeah. It was wild because it was with my brother, and we were at this place that was it for, I don't remember why we were doing it. It was just like
Times Square.
a Groupon thing.
Oh.
It was a Groupon thing. It was off of 59th Street Bridge actually, and
The M&M store.
but the
Definitely
guys
wouldn't go
kept
for a straight
stopping.
razor. Discounted
stopped-
straight
they-
razor.
Yeah, it was a weird place. They had a TV playing with Scarface on. Yeah, it was Scarface.
Uh-oh.
Sweeney Todd.
No, it was something very actually, like whatever the scene was. Oh yeah, it was the end of
Or
Scarface.
was it the
And they
Untouchables?
kept-
That scene where like Al Capone is getting a
Oh,
straight
yeah.
razor and he like accidentally nicks Al Capone and like the guy, like he kills the guy.
Yeah. No, and so they kept stopping and being like, oh, at the action parts, and we're like, oh, hey, I need you to focus on shaving my neck and not doing this. And Luke and I both left, and we were like, we made it out of there, and that's a success. We'll call that a win.
Well, that'd be bad if you were, you did like straight razor shaving, as your main job, but then like on the side you had a side gig as a cellist and you got the movements mixed up one day.
There's a pretty big overlap in that Venn diagram of barbers and cellists.
Like, oh no, this isn't a bow, it's a razor.
That's your movie right there, Brandon.
Ooh, yeah. A secret society.
Serial cellist.
It could be like the beekeeper or whatever. There's like a secret society. It's like the cellist society, and they're
Yeah. The red violin part 2.
Yeah, they're all stringed instruments.
The
The
redder
stringed instrument
violin.
killers.
If you film it in the United States, you don't have to get 100% tariffs on it, so that's good.
oh yeah, true.
Little social commentary sliding in there.
Here's a comment. My husband mostly notices makeup when he has to pay for it.
There you go. See?
Also,
There
that
you go. See,
that person's username is
Better get
PM
airline
me
miles for
flaccid
this one.
cocks.
wait, what? I missed that.
PM, which is private message. PM me flaccid cocks is their username. The person's
like where
just
this is
asking
going.
for trouble.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's a good little push and rope button.
Oh, speaking of, that's a good reminder that we should plug the Patreon if you want extra content. No.
Hey, Flaccid Cox, PM us.
No. Well, we done?
Yeah, we did it. We
All
won.
right. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Please support the show over at Patreon at patreon.com/qualified nonsense. Watch us over on YouTube at youtube.com/@qualified nonsense. Also, feel free to send any questions or comments to qualifiednonsense@gmail.com or hit us up on our socials found in the episode description. After you've done all that, please also rate, review, share, like, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice. We'll see you back here next week for another brand new episode of Qualified Nonsense.
Get out of here and come on back and listen.
See you next week.
Please.